Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing really well today. So I want to come on here quickly and I need to speak with you about some amazingly shocking information that I just found out yesterday. It is really mind-blowing, so you're gonna need a pen and paper to take down some notes because this video is gonna at least take half an hour or more. Um, uh, yeah, so what it's about is basically it's about things that are gonna happen this September, and it's got to do with the Revelation 12 sign. In fact, you won't believe how these things line up. I have never seen in my life anything like this line up so perfectly. If this doesn't if this isn't anything, then this is the biggest coincidence that has I've ever seen in my life. But I seriously believe that it is not a coincidence because the signs are there. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to use an app on my phone and I'm going to walk you through it. So bear with me if it's a little bit all over the place. I'll try to do it as best as I can. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I am busy using this app called Stellarium. We all know that Stellarium was used to identify the timing of the Revelation 12 sign back in 2017. And we all watched when Jupiter was inside of the room of Virgo, who represents Israel, the woman, and we watched how Jupiter left the womb after 9 months exactly, and on the day 23rd of September 2017. Now, we all thought the rapture would happen then, but it turns out there's actually so much more. Now, I want you to listen carefully because I believe that everything that was shown in the past were symbolic. They were leading us to the bigger picture. And I believe that this is the bigger picture that we have found. Okay, so here we are in Stellarium. And I'm going to start off with going back into the year 2013, because that is the year that Obama was in Israel. Now, many believe that Obama could be the Antichrist. Lots of people have had dreams that he is the Antichrist. Even my dad has had a dream that he is the Antichrist. So he's definitely still in the picture. So let's see if we can pinpoint that. We know that Saturn is a representation of the devil. I don't know why exactly that is. I just know that Saturn is depicted as the devil in the heavenly realm. So let's just see out of curiosity if Saturn and Obama, if there's any kind of correlation, okay? So let's head over to the dates and go all the way back into 2013, because 2013, that is when he was in Israel. And I'm pretty sure it was in March that he was in Israel. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was March. Okay, so now we're gonna search for the planet Saturn. Oh, now would you look at that? Isn't that a coincidence? Or is it? As you can see, Saturn is literally by Virgo. Literally by Virgo, who is the woman who represents Israel. Could that be a sign? Could that be a sign? Okay, I want you to take note on that. Now we're going to head back into the future. We're going to go to the year 2023 because that's where we are. And we're going to go to September. Okay. Let's go all the way to around this time period. Okay. So let us go to the constellation Virgo again, because that is what we're going to work with today. So here we go. Here's Virgo. Now, here is the very important part that I want you to take note of. So we know that Virgo is supposed to give birth, right? But it doesn't say that she's going to give birth to Jupiter. It says that she's going to give birth to a child. So does that mean that we can find the child in here? Let's have a look. Child. Look at what we have here. Child. Child, minor planet. And where is child? Child is inside the womb of Virgo. Look at that. Now, we know that some things are going to happen. Okay, on the 15th or 16th, that is the day of the Feast of Trumpets that will be celebrated in Israel in September this year. Okay, make a note of that. The second note I want to make is the peace agreement, the 7-year peace agreement that is also happening in September this year. I think it is around the 18th. Don't quote me on that. But it's definitely in September around that same time period, okay? The third thing I want you to take note of is there was a hearing of UFOs in America yesterday. And why do you think that all of a sudden, so rapidly, so viciously, these UFO talks have been springing to action? They are bombarding the news. They're bombarding everyone and every place. UFO talks here and there. It is a distraction. They're going to use the UFOs as the reasoning why there is a disappearance of millions around the entire world. That is why it is so urgent for them to get this UFO news out to the public now, because they know of things. They know of things. The elite know of things. That's why there's always the date 9/23 in all these movies and TV shows. It's always the same, 9/23, September 23. September 23 is been playing out through all these years, and we can see it with the Revelation 12 sign. It's bizarre how these things happen. Now, pay close attention. The Feast of Trumpets is happening on the September 15, 16, okay? So what's going to happen here? Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, I just left. Let's go back to child. Here we go. Child, here we go. What is going to happen to the child on the 15th and 16th of September? Let's have a look. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The child is exiting the womb of Virgo. The woman is giving birth, just like how the Revelation 12 sign speaks of. Then it says the child will be caught up to heaven. Does it say heaven? I think so. It says the child will be caught up. Okay? Now, if the child is going to be caught up, that means that Jesus is going to catch the child, right? So then that means that Jesus should be here catching the child. So let's have a look. Yeshua. Look at this. Yeshua pops up. Yeshua. Where is he? He is right at the feet of the woman. He's right at the feet, ready to catch the child. How mind-blowing is that? Now, it gets even better. Okay, listen to this. Let me just check my notes here. Okay, so the child is going to be with Yeshua, okay? And where are they going to go? Where is the child and Yeshua going to go? Let's have a look. Okay, let's move the date to the 10th to the 11th, which is November 2023. Okay, where are we now? let me just search child again. Here we go. This is where the child is. The child is in the constellation Libra, right by the sun, where there is the most light, in the constellation of the scales. Now, if that is where the child is, where is Yeshua? Let's see. Oops. There he is. Yeshua is in the constellation of Libra as well, the constellation of the scales, right by the sun. Isn't that bizarre? Literally, the child and Yeshua are together in the constellation by the scales, by the sun. Could this actually be the scales representing the time period where we will be given crowns because of the works we have done? You know, the scales, weighing the scales of like the works that we have done on the earth, and how we give those crowns back to the Father, Yeshua. That is just mind-blowing, okay? Now, if the Son, if Yeshua is here and the child is here, then where? That means the devil should be somewhere too, right? Okay, well, let me forward all the way to... No, actually, before we get to the devil, I'm going to talk about the two witnesses, because they are what comes when the tribulation starts. So when the tribulation starts, there will be a 5-month period into the first few months of the tribulation, okay? And in that first few months, that is where the first woe takes place. And the first woe is the plague of locusts that will sting mankind for 5 painful, torturous months. It will be in those 5 months where people will wish to seek death and will not find it. Death will flee. Okay? So, after those 5 months, that is when the second woe starts. And the second woe is the two witnesses. So, if we count 5 months from September, that's October, November, December, January, February. So, around February, March being the 6th, the start of the 6 months, which means the start of the two witnesses coming into power. That means that they should be here too, right? So let's see. We know that the two witnesses are the two lampstands of God, and we know that the two lampstands are the ones who stand beside Jesus. They are Moses and they are Elijah, because they appeared with Jesus to the followers, okay? They are the two olive trees, okay? So they are the two lampstands. So would they be here? Well, let's have a look. Let's type in lamp. And the only one here that fits the description perfectly is this one here called lampos. So, where is lampos? And what is lampos? So I'm going to start off with this. The meaning of lampos, listen carefully, the meaning of lampos means to accomplish, to finish, and to succeed. We know that the two witnesses they're going to accomplish their task. They're going to finish their task from what they did back in the day when they were on the earth, and they're going to succeed. Okay? Now, what else does it say? This lampos is a Jupiter Trojan asteroid. Now we know that the Jupiter is part of the child that comes from out of Israel, okay? Now, that in itself is quite significant. So, what is a Trojan? We know that if for those of you who do not know what a Trojan is, this is what a Trojan is, okay? A Trojan is basically relating to ancient Troy. Okay, it is a neutral name of Greek origin that means person from Troy. Okay, it is in the area which is now known as Western Turkey. Isn't that interesting? It is a Greek origin meaning person from Troy. Yeah. And another word for Trojan, if you all remember the Trojan horse, or where the that idea initially came from, it's when they created that horse back in the day. I forgot what the thing was about, but they created that horse that was let into the city, and basically what came out of the horse destroyed the entire city. That is where this concept Trojan horse comes from. So Trojan, another word for Trojan, basically is a program that is that appears harmless but is in fact malicious. Okay, now how can we relate that with the two witnesses? The two witnesses, they're going to look like two ordinary men, right? They're going to look harmless because, they're going to wear sackcloth, and sackcloth basically, they're not going to wear any armor. They're not going to look powerful. They're going to wear sackcloth. What powerful person wears sackcloth? There's no armor, no breastplates, no anything. But that is where the thing comes in, right? It says it appears harmless, but in fact, they are malicious. Okay? Another meaning for Trojan is it is designed to damage, disrupt, or in general, inflict some other harmful action on the data or network. And that is exactly what the two witnesses are going to do. They are going to prophesy on the earth for 3.5 years, and they are going to bring plagues as often as they want. They're going to bring plagues. They're going to bring diseases. They're going to turn water into blood. They're gonna prevent it from raining. They're going to bring excessively scorching heat, and the people of the earth are going to blaspheme God because of it, but they will not repent. And that is exactly what the two witnesses are. They are the Trojan. They are the Jupiter Trojan asteroid. It fits perfectly. I've never seen anything like this. So, since they are going to come into power in around March, April, okay. Let's see where that is. Okay, so let's move into the future. And let us go to 2024 March, April. Okay, so just before that, they are in the constellation Aquarius. And you know what I find quite interesting is Aquarius is literally holding a vial of water, pouring it out. And you know, it reminds me of the bowls of wrath. I feel like that's the same concept, because they're literally going to bring plagues upon the earth. They're literally going to turn water into wine, water into blood. And another interesting thing is that this Aquarius is holding what looks like a stick or a staff upon its shoulders. It's something that Moses had during his day. So, if we move into April, which is when they should start prophesying, that is where they end up. Where is it now? Yes. They move into the constellation Pisces, which are the two fish. Okay. Now the two fish are basically, as Jesus would say, become fishers of men. Okay, that is what they're going to do for their 3.5 years time. They're going to prophesy, they're going to spread the gospel, and they're going to tell people to repent. That is going to be their task for 3.5 years. Okay, watch the two fishes. The two men, fishers of men. It's crazy. Okay, it gets better. Okay, so I am just going to retype in Lampos here so it can pin it. Okay, so watch how, as the months and the years go by, how they move. Okay, this is now April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. They are still in the constellation Pisces. Watch how they continue their prophesying work. 2025, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Isn't that interesting? How they are moving through Pisces, moving downwards, moving upwards into the other side of the fish. Okay, keep watching how they are moving throughout the entire constellation of Pisces, the two fish. Okay, and since they're going to be prophesying for 3.5 years, okay, let's keep going. What is this? July, August, September, October. You see how it's moving from the top of the first fish all the way to the corner into the other fish, moving back up. Okay, 11, November, December, January, February, March. So let me just calculate here. They will finish their ministry around September 2026. Yes. So around September 2026, that is when their 3.5 years will be over, because the 3.5... Wait, is that right? Okay, hold on, let me see. The middle of the 7-year tribulation is... No. The middle of the 7-year tribulation, if it starts in September this year, will be March 2026, because that is 23, 24, 25, 26. Yes. That will be the middle of the tribulation, March 2026. March, April, around that period. Okay, which means that the two witnesses, so 5 months after that will be March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So the two witnesses will finish their work around September. I think, if this works out correctly. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look where they end up. So this is 2026, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Okay, now look how interesting this is. At the end of their 3.5 years ministry prophesying, okay, they are in this constellation called Lampos. Okay, and they will basically overlap the Antichrist during that period, because he is going to kill them. So what is going to happen to the two witnesses after the Antichrist kills them? Watch what happens. As they are in the time period where they are being attacked by the Antichrist, just as they're finishing their ministry, they're prophesying, they end up in where are we here? Oh, let me just research. Oh yes, the time period. Basically, they will finish their thing, and then they will end up in the Gemini. Isn't that crazy? Gemini, literally, Lampos, the two witnesses, end up here. Gemini, the two men, they have finished their work. Just look at that. How? This is them. They have finished their work. They are already off the earth. They are here. This is representation of the two witnesses. I can't believe it. Okay. Now, what is going to happen after the 7 years of tribulation? Where are these two witnesses going to go? Since they will basically be with us, they'll be with us, the Lord and the church, basically. Look at what's going to happen. Okay. I am just going to pin them again. Here we go. Look at where they're going to be at the end of the 7 years tribulation. Watch this. So we're going to head into September, October, November, December, January 2028. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Where are they? Where are the two witnesses? They are here. In the constellation Virgo. Israel. That is when we are all going to return we're all going to return with the Lord in the air. And the Lord in the air is going to arrive in Israel. Look at this. How, I'm actually mind blown. Literally, right here in Virgo, Israel. That is when we're all going to arrive here with the Lord and the rest of the saints. And they're going to defeat the Antichrist. Right here. It's literally here. I mean, how? Literally, I can't even. Okay. Take note of that. So that's where we're going to be. That's where the two witnesses and everyone else is going to be at the end of the tribulation, which is in 2030, September. The 7 years gone here, back to the start, Israel. This is mind-blowing. Okay, now it gets even better. So if the two witnesses are here, if Yeshua is here, if the child is here, then that means that Lucifer should be here too, right? Okay. Let us go to first let's get to scripture. We know that scripture says that Satan and his demons, his angels, his followers, it says 1/3 of the stars will fall to heaven. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for the devil has come with great wrath. Okay. And he comes in the great tribulation when he is kicked out. That is when he will reign on the earth. So the devil will come onto the earth in the midst of the tribulation, which will be in 2026, around, when was it? March. So, will Lucifer, the Satan, the fallen star, will he? Let's see where he will be. Lucifer. Oh, look at that. He even is here. Okay. So where are we? 2030. Let's go to 2026. Okay. Oh, would you look at that? Lucifer is in the constellation Virgo. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Because we know that will be the same time when the great trouble, Jacob's trouble, is going to occur. That is when the Antichrist is going to come into power. That is when the Antichrist is going to make war with with Israel. Literally, he is there. Lucifer is there by Israel. I mean, how, can this be a coincidence or not? I can't. I literally can't deal. Okay, so it gets even better, okay? So this is in the middle of the tribulation, right? Watch what happens now. During the Great Tribulation, when Lucifer and the Antichrist will be taking a hold and control over the earth, and the time of Israel, Jacob's trouble, the Great Tribulation starts. Okay, what is going to happen here? Let's have a look. So, as we can see, and we all know that during the Great Tribulation, that is when everyone will be forced to take the mark or die. Okay? It is there will be death, or you'll take the mark. It's either one or the other. So let's have a look here. Now, let us go and figure out where Lucifer will be during that time. Let me just pen his name here. Okay, let me show you what Satan is going to do during that time. He is moving away from Virgo, which is Israel, and he is moving into the Scorpion constellation. The Scorpion constellation has the sting of death. He is literally going to hover in this constellation for a while. And we know that the sting of death is going to be like during that time period, because you're either going to have to die for Jesus Christ, whoever is left behind, or you're going to have to take the mark. It is the period of death either way. So, Lucifer is literally going to hang around the Scorpion the entire time. As the days go by, he is just swinging around within and without the entire Scorpius constellation, the sting of death. And we know that there's going to be so much death during that period of time. We know it's written in the Revelation. It says, when John was standing in the heavens and he saw a magnitude of people, he was like, who are these? This magnitude of people who are standing here. And the angels, I think it was the angel, or was it one of the elders, that said to him, these are the people that come out of the Great Tribulation. So it is going to be such a time of suffering, I cannot begin to express the calamity that is going to come to this earth. May the Lord Jesus Christ have mercy on us, and may we all be counted worthy to escape these things that are going to come. May we be counted worthy to escape and go home with Yeshua Mashiach in the rapture. Now, where is Lucifer going to be at the end of the Great Tribulation? Where is he going to be at the end of the tribulation? Let's have a look, shall we? If we forward into 28, 29, 30, and we go to September, when it will be the end of the tribulation in September 2030. July, August, September. Yes, here we go. Look at what we have here. Where is Lucifer? He is in constellation Leo. And who do we know Leo to be as? Leo is God. And where is Leo? He is literally in the palms of God. He's literally in the palms of God, where he will be sealed up for 1,000 years. Honestly, I honestly cannot believe the amount of information that was just discovered. I mean, I think whoever the person was, I don't remember the person's YouTube name, but when I watched the video YouTube that described the child and Yeshua in Stellarium, and it was at that moment when I realized, well, if Yeshua and the child are in stellarium, then the two witnesses should be there. Obama should be there if he is indeed the Antichrist, which it seems like he likely is, seeing that he was right there where Saturn was in Israel by the constellation Virgo. I mean, all of these things are adding up. This is actually really, I can't believe how many things are aligning. The stars are literally aligning. The Lord literally said there will be signs in the sun and the stars and the moon. And here we have it right in front of us. Right here. There is such a huge, great possibility that the rapture could actually happen this September. It could actually literally happen. There's so much happening. UFO talks. They're already trying to get the masses to believe the deception that is coming of UFOs being the reason that the rapture is going to take place. I mean, the Feast of Trumpets happening in September, the peace treaty happening in September, the child exiting on the 15th and 16th out of Virgo in September, Yeshua being at the end, at the feet of Virgo, catching the child up, and they're both moving into the constellation where the scales are, where the sun will be. Where I mean, I can't believe how much of this is actually here. When I discovered this yesterday, I was so mind blown. I was so shocked. I could not, like, my heart was racing so much. I was literally like, I couldn't. I was like in absolute shock. I can't believe. I mean, the sign is literally here. The signs are in the sun, moon, and stars. And Jesus said, if you do not watch, then the master will come like a thief in the night. But if you did watch, then you will know what hour he would come upon you. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. We might literally only have 1.5 months left on this earth. And if this is true, I don't see how this could be just another sign leading to a bigger picture, because this is I feel like this is the missing piece of the puzzle. I feel like this is the crack. This is the I feel like the code has been cracked. Right at this very last moment where we know the timing. And if anyone dares to tell me that we will not know the day or the hour, please read the verse again. It says, the verse before that says, heaven and earth will pass away, but of that day no one knows the time or the hour. That verse does not relate to the rapture. Wow. We might actually be here. We might actually really be here this time. I can't believe this. There's a lot to process. It took me a whole day just to process this. I'm still busy processing it. And I am absolutely shocked at how all these things, all these stars literally line up so perfectly. If there's anything that you'd like to add in the comments, I'd love to know. There's just is like mind blowing, and you know, I'm still praying about this. I'm still asking God to confirm to me that what I am seeing here is actually legitimate and not just some massively huge as coincidence. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I hope I was able to really show you a lot of amazing, interesting things. I think this is it. This just might be our time. I think this just might be the end of time. We might only have 1.5 months left. Please pray. I ask that you pray for confirmation. I'm still praying for confirmation. But if this is the time, then we have a lot to do within the next 1.5 months. We have a lot to do in the public. We need to spread the word like crazy. We need to be on fire for the Lord. because this is insane. Anyway, I think I've spoken enough today. May you all have a blessed and wonderful day in the Lord, and if there's any more news, I'll be on here as soon as I can. If not, then, well, let's just see. Perhaps I'll see you all sooner than we might think.